Good morning, beautiful people, lovely souls, my peeps. I posted earlier that, I forgot to post my successes. So I set up this challenge for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to interact with you. I wanted to see, hey, Sunday, I wanted to see what your successes were. And in doing that and setting this up and looking at my own and writing them and not writing them, I had, first of all, I listened to a podcast by Narveen Jain, Jain. He wrote a book called Moonshots. So if it's close, I'll grab it and show you because, oh, look at this. It's close. There you go. Moonshots. Okay. This is Moonshots. There we go. This is the dude who just got a $2 billion contract, which I don't think is enough money, but to set up a station on the moon. Because, we are, it's finite here, right? We have one little planet and apparently we're not taking very good care of it. So I was listening to his podcast and I was so intrigued by what he said, I actually went to the library and got the book. So that's very unusual. So that's a success. And in doing it, I looked at what the heck is success? Is it defined by someone outside of me or is it defined by me? So as I was doing that, and as I was not posting every day, I was looking at what happens when I say I'm going to do something and I don't. And that got me to look at patterns. It also got me to look at the underlying definition of success. So for me personally, my success doesn't have anything to do with the amount of money that I bring in. That fluctuates. It fluctuates through your life. It fluctuates through your month. It just fluctuates. So you can't really hang any stability on that. So my success, the way that I define it for myself, and I encourage you to define it for yourself. My success is how many lives do I touch? How many, not how many likes do I get? That's lovely, but that doesn't mean anything. Lots of people read my stuff and never like it. And that's okay. It's not for everyone, right? You're not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. I don't want to be for everyone. It'd be like being Walmart of Sheila. Yikes. That would be bad. So success for me is, first of all, imbue my life with humor and laughter and playfulness. Because when you're more playful, more light, more energetic, it attracts people to you. Some people walk into a room and you can just feel them because boom, they're there, they're present. So that's one way that I gauge success. When I see that something that I've put out has been viewed a number of times, that feels very successful to me. Now, I often don't do that thing, put a call to action, but that's my next growing edge. There's always going to be a growing edge. There's always going to be room for improvement. I mean, one day you make a cup of coffee and you go, oh my God, that's the best cup of coffee ever anywhere. And then the next day, ooh, it's a little better. So don't cap yourself. Don't limit yourself to how successful you can be. You have no idea. When I was a little kid growing up in trailer parks and in the woods in Canada, it never occurred to me to even think about my future. Not even. Everything was taken care of for us. So if you're just joining me, I'm talking about defining success for yourself. So there I am in the backwoods. Success, even thinking about paying bills, because everything was taken care of. We lived in camps and there was water and electricity and all of that. But no one paid a bill for that. So it was very shocking to me when I finally got to a city and finally got an apartment and realized that, geez, there's a bunch of things I have to pay for. So I got successful at doing that. The other part is that, good morning, Shalise, how are you? The other part is that you've got to acknowledge, you don't got to, but it's a really good idea to acknowledge your successes. So that's why I was writing them. But when I don't do it, do I beat myself up? Do I go, oh my God, how can you be a fearless leader? You messed up. Hell no. No, because as I screw up, it gives you permission to. And as you go ahead and do that, and you get over it, you get to make mistakes. And for me, that's a mistake. And if you have heard me before, then maybe you need to hear it again. If you haven't heard it before, then here you go. So in the movies, and we all love to go to movies, right? They don't just sit there and go, okay, we're rolling for 90 minutes now. No, each scene has a take, right? And you used to see, I don't know if they do this anymore, but there were little things that came up and went down, and it would say, scene 2, take 84. And did anyone get upset? Did anyone yell at the person who was doing, well, maybe, but but it's, they set it up so they could do multiple takes, so they could choose the best one. There's actually a director, I don't know who it is, but I can't remember the name, but he actually sets it up that there's 50 takes for each scene. That gives you a lot of permission to do something and know that there's room for improvement. So if you believe that you've got to get it right the first time, then that's a setup. It's a setup for you to be really harsh and judgmental on yourself. And if you've been around for a while, you know that I say that if you wouldn't say it to a 3-year-old, you're not allowed to say it to yourself. So what you want to do today is you want to sit, you want to contemplate success for yourself. You can write down societal success. What does it mean out there in the world to be successful? Well, we look at successful people and we gauge them by the amount of money that they have, right? Usually. So I'm going to put this book back up here again. This book, this amazing man is doing some outrageous things, including disrupting the healthcare system. Because we all know innately, intuitively, that what's going on in our guts is what is going to affect our health. So he has a company where they do tests for gut health, and they tell you what to avoid and what to ingest. And in that, chronic illnesses are being dissolved. That's not the right word, but anyway, rolled back, whatever. They're being taken care of, because when we take care of our guts, everything changes. And I'll give you a little story. My daughter's a hairstylist, and she has had eczema really bad on her hands. They would crack and bleed, and it'd be just awful. She started putting aloe in her body. Take care of. Other things helped. She wasn't sleeping as well as she could, and she wasn't being as joyous as she could. Your gut health is really helpful. So take care of your guts, drink some aloe, and define success for yourself. Because when you live by someone else's rules, you live by someone else's rules. When you figure out what's important to you, like it's important to me to touch people's lives, but to do it with fun and playfulness and humor, and imbue you with a sense of, oh my God, I don't have to live up to somebody else's rules. I can live by my own. And my rules, normally say that I don't work before noon. The mornings are for me. And it's a beautiful thing. We don't all have that luxury, but I believe that when I hold that out for you, that perhaps you also can choose that luxury. I was fired any number of any number of times from inappropriate places. I attempted to make it in the nursing field, but I'm a little too outrageous for most hospitals, and they attempted to annihilate my personality. They misdiagnosed me, and I just couldn't accept those diagnoses, so I decided not to. And in that decision of deciding that they say this about me, but I don't accept that. You don't have to. It's a big world out here. If you don't fit somewhere, it's perfectly okay for you to find a place that you fit, because we all fit somewhere. Me, I fit in dreams and peace and love and bliss. This is my perfect fit right here. And my devotion to you is to help you find your perfect fit to be more whole and more healthy. Separation is an illusion. Think about separating your fingernail from the rest of your body. That doesn't work, right? So separateness doesn't exist. It's an illusion we created in our minds so that we have conflict. So define success for yourself. Mine is the number of people that I touch, and actually also the number of times that I make people laugh and be happier and be more playful. So that's my success. Now that's today, okay? Tomorrow, my success might be a little bit different. Success doesn't have to be a stagnant thing. And writing down my successes, or forgetting 2 days out of 10. Well, the 10 isn't over yet, so I'm not sure about that. But it's not something that, so one of my friends says, is anyone dying here? So if no one is dying, taking things too seriously, or yourself too seriously, or a circumstance that could be shifted too seriously affects your health. We get nervous, we get scared, we get anxious, we think we're going to throw up, all of those body things, because this little 3 pounds up here is in conflict. So train your brain, and I'll be talking more about that. But for today, define your own success, and I would love to hear what it is. So thank you guys for hanging out with me, and let's just see. Talise says, ability to create the life I have imagined. Right on. That comes from within, right? So tap your little 3 pounds into the rest of your body, because your body will feel it. For months, another little story, for months, I refused to give up coffee. I am not giving it up. No way, I love it. But it doesn't love me right now. Now, that doesn't mean my love affair is done, because, I had a coffee, tea, and spice shop. I mean, I'm all about the spice. I'm all about the coffee. I'm all about the tea. So that doesn't mean it's finished. It just means for right now, it's not resonating with me. So take a moment today, sometime, get outside in nature. It's the #1 best healer ever. Put some aloe in your bodies. Calm your body, calm your nerves. That's what aloe does. Thanks for the love. Bliss, everybody. Mwah! Love you. Bye-bye.